start because we don't have action. Welcome to the Sci Sessions podcast. My name is Sai Jones.
And I'm I Jones.
Let's-
It's called inclusivity, okay? I need
oh
to
my
be included.
goodness! Oh my goodness! My name is Sai Jones. Once more, let's try that once again. My name is Sai Jones.
I'm the I in Sai. I and I. Rastaman.
This
King
is the Sci
Schwartz.
Sessions. Guys, what have I done to deserve this?
This is just two house people having fun.
Oh man!
Okay? We don't need to be in the piano space to have fun. Even deep house people are funny.
We're hilarious. Well, I'm not deep house. I am dance music, but
Well, it's now called deep house. You go to Pegetlega, they say, "Ah, you wanna be deep house."
deep house. Yeah,
wanna
actually,
never
that's a
deep
that's a
house,
conversation that one needs to have. Welcome to the Sci Sessions podcast. Let's just get through some stuff first. Like we said,
Disclaimer.
my name is Sai Jones. He's King Schwartz. Thank you so much for joining us. And the things that we want to push before we start, before I forget, number one, please subscribe. Oh, is that my camera? Oh, I thought this was my camera. Please subscribe, number one. Number two, we're here for you. We love you. The comments are always open for you to let us know what you think throughout the show. And what else? Yeah, I think that's about it. That's on my mind in terms of just to get some things out of the way before we go ahead and start what we wanted to talk about. Is there anything that you want to get out of the way before we start talking about what we wanted to talk about?
It's very cold in Jozi.
It's what?
It's cold in Jozi.
It's not that cold.
You're wearing a leather jacket and you're
He's
saying
lying.
this.
And I'm not wearing anything underneath, so
Yeah, you see what I did? I set you guys up. That was me. High five.
so I think we've got some stuff that we want to catch up on today. Where do we even start? Because I think we should start with the one thing that, let me say, happened a while ago, and a lot of people were talking about it, and that's the Zanzou saga. Have you heard about it? I've been wanting to talk about it, by the way. I said on every time on social, I saw it every time on social media, and I was like, oh goodness, it's a pity that I don't shoot every week. Fund us so that we can shoot every week.
Lethan mali.
So we can shoot
Lethan
every week.
mali, Nino.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like such a mess. Did you hear about it?
I saw clips on it.
What did you see?
On the social media, like how people. Yeah, it's too much to say because it's like people are getting tortured for not paying bills or what's something along those lines.
So let me give you.
I've never been
brief
there, by the
background.
way. I don't even know what is Zanzou.
I have. Let me give you a bit
Konje
of
wena
a
uyi-DJ
background
yangempela.
actually before it's for someone who doesn't know what we're talking about. So so Zanzou is a club in Pretoria, number one, and there was a video that was leaked by one of the bouncers in Pretoria, by one of the bouncers, that is a very graphic video. I personally did not watch it because I'm a sensitive viewer.
Bakhuluma ngayo mabesho
I'm a
kanjalo.
sensitive viewer, so it's gruesome apparently, and it kind of shows what these bouncers would say they are punishing some thieves. There was a cell phone incident, and these guys then were revealed to be involved in said cell phone theft incident, and then this video shows what these bouncers did to them after finding out that they were the culprits for the cell phone theft. So apparently the video is very gruesome and disgusting, and like I said, I am a sensitive viewer, so I could not watch the video, but I saw some people describing on TikTok what to expect on the video, and for the life of me, I think I nearly cried on behalf of whatever was happening. And obviously, I didn't cry, but I nearly did it because I watched this show called 13 Reasons Why. And one of the TikTokers that were explaining what was happening kind of equivalated what happened on the video to this show called 13 Reasons Why. And when I watched that show, I was like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't want this to happen to absolutely nobody.
Are you okay with how you're looking?
Yes, light.
Kodwa
Thank you.
Where am I? Oh, wow. This looks so sick, bro.
Yes, light. Thank you.
Alright. You're okay with your boobs
Yes, I am. Oh yes, as long as no nipples are
Mob sex cells.
showing.
All right.
Thank you. No, I'm okay. I'm happy. You monitor.
This is not a
monitor
conservative
me.
show.
So where do I pick up from?
No, we just continue. Like even this is part of the segment.
Okay.
Do you have your
So
mic?
so like I said, 13 reasons why 13 reasons why there's a scene there where one of the TikTokers equivalated one of the incident that happened to one of the scenes, and he basically said, "Oh no, I don't even want to say it. This is no, I don't want to say it. I don't want to think about it again."
But why are
I
you
don't wanna think about it
crying
again.
for people that are committing crime?
That's not fair. Human beings
Jan.
are human beings. Just because someone is a criminal, it doesn't mean that they get stripped of their right to decency. First of all, their right to life. They get stripped of. They deserve to. Who are you to tell that person that you? Do you get me?
Well,
who are you?
this is not
who are you
me.
to do that
This
to
is
that
not
person?
me,
Do you get
right?
me?
This is not me. Me,
Yeah.
me, I'm someone else.
Yeah.
right?
Are you playing
But
devil's advocate? Yeah.
yes,
Let's
yabona,
go. Let's go. I like
kunobusathaninyana.
devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what happens, right? You
Yeah.
commit a crime, you go to jail. They
Yes.
molest you in jail. 13 reasons why.
That's
angithi?
also that doesn't say that's a good thing though. Also.
So amaphoyisa akhahlele, they kick you on your ribs and break
Yeah,
your ribs
that's
and all
not
that
good too.
without any medical, you understand?
Yeah.
So for every crime that you commit, you should be prepared for the repercussions, you know. Unfortunately, that's just how life works or has been programmatic to work.
I guess, but I
You
still
get what I'm saying? So
I-
if my job is like I'm a bouncer and I'm getting instruction from my superior,
you reckon they got instruction to do
listen,
what they
sir,
did?
you're a DJ, right? And
No,
then
let me
I
ask.
come,
Do you reckon?
sorry?
Do you reckon there was instruction from the higher ups for the bouncers to do what they did?
Yeah, the same with SAPS. There's instruction. They've been hired, these people, right?
That's
They're not just random people who walked into a club and started, no,
abusing
yeah,
people.
they were hired. So someone, like, look at you, look at how fragile you are. Yeah, well, so imagine someone comes in, snatches your phone with all your memories while you're busy DJing. Like, that's gonna upset someone else somewhere who's part of the club system or ecosystem, and they have to punish those people. It's not okay to do that, but at the same time, like, why do the crime if you're not prepared to
To be
ukukhahlelwa?
raped.
Well, yo, that's a tough one. You just threw that in there. Yeah, so don't do the crime. There's a lot of sketchy individuals. Like the one other reason why I hated.
Did
doing
you watch the
events-
video though?
I did.
Oof.
I did.
you're
And I didn't.
you're
I saw
braver
it. I
than
saw
me.
it. I saw it as normal.
You saw it as normal.
Yeah, I saw it as normal. To be honest with you, this is South Africa. There's worse things that we see, right? Because once you you see unfortunately, with being a DJ and throwing events, you get exposed to weird stuff.
I am aware
A
of that.
lot of it. So, like, I think my tolerance. Not saying I'm used to it because I do it, but my tolerance.
You're desensitized.
Yeah, I'm desensitized. Dude, if you've gone to Carfax, you know, and you've gone to all these places that are dark at night, where your phones get with a sticker on top and at the bottom, you've seen the majority of the stuff that happens there, you know. So also being a guy, maybe also because you're sensitive, because
No, don't say that.
no,
Don't, it's-
because
don't
it's
do
what you're exposed to. What I'm trying to say is that even like this one time when I was in tertiary, a guy broke into our flat. Then we found him in there. It wasn't my flat, but that guy got murdered the whole weekend since Thursday.
No, I get
was
that.
torture.
Mob justice is something. Mob justice. Mob justice is something. is something that vele I'm accustomed to based on Mtata where I grew up, because I used to see it live. It doesn't mean I thought it was right.
Yeah, Mandela and them were.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't mean I thought it was right. To be quite honest with you, maybe I'm that kind of. Maybe my empathy also extends to to the criminal. Maybe that's a me thing. But I honestly don't think it's a fair. It's fair. I don't think it's fair to do what happened to those guys. I think maybe hitting them a little bit. You know, I'm not saying that it's okay to do that. Would have been, you know, maybe acceptable, but to do or to dehumanize them the way that they were clearly, people have explained that they were dehumanized. I don't think anyone deserves to be dehumanized in that manner, honestly speaking. I personally don't think so, but that's just my opinion. Someone else may feel like someone else may be like, yeah, no, they deserve it. I personally don't think, because like, let one who is without sin cast the stone. Born by how many people are gonna throw stones? So
And just like that, Senkonzo.
I don't know. Maybe my empathy levels are high. I don't know. I don't know. But everyone had opinions on it, though. Most opinions were very empathetic towards the treatment, the dehumanized, the ones that I saw towards the dehumanizing treatment. But also, who would publicly say, yeah, they deserve it, they stole? Do you get me? Who would publicly say
Yeah,
that?
I don't think you should say that. But in my mind, I am saying that.
You are saying that in your mind, and
Speed,
it's okay. I'm not judging. Now we do
benenzani.
not judge. We only listen. Benenzani nyani though, but I'm not gonna say you deserve being dehumanized just because of that. I really think that things should be treated in isolation. Okay, fine, you stole. Deal with the fact that that person has stolen. Deal with that.
Is that thing an ongoing case? The people that were, you know,
They bafaka wonke umuntu. Yazi, people are funny. Like, mob justice on social media is hilarious because bafaka wonke umuntu. They try to drag Stefan, who was I guess he's so much of a public figure in terms of the clubs that he was affiliated with. They try to drag him, and he is in no way affiliated with Zanzou, and he expressed vehemently ukuthi I am not affiliated with this club. What I saw was terrible, yes, but tisanundifaka because I am not affiliated. So they try to drag him.
clubs are weird, dude. Clubs are weird. Like, clubs are weird. This is why on the last episode you asked me, you said, what clubs have you been going to, or events? Or whatever, and so forth. You know, I put them under the same umbrella
Yeah,
because there's
it's
a DJ.
not the same
It is.
umbrella.
There's a DJ. There's people that go. In fact, it's worse now because it's all about phones.
No, it's not the same umbrella. But let me finish your point. Don't digress. Finish.
No,
Go.
kuyafana. Ngifuna ungitshele
Akufani.
ukuthi akufani.
Akufani at all.
Ukuthi akufani. Kune-bottle service
There's club culture and eventing culture
In
is
club
quite
culture.
different.
in club culture.
It's nightlife.
So event mayiqhubeka ebusuku then.
It depends. It may have different rules as to a club.
I'm just messing with
I
you,
know
man.
you are.
So what it is for me is in that sphere that we live in the nightlife or daytime sphere, like there's a lot of things that happen, you know.
tell me what you've seen that I'm not privy to, because I'm very oblivious.
There's quite a lot, and I don't know. I've seen drug peddlers, you know.
What's a drug peddler? As in selling drugs? Oh no, we've all seen that.
You know most what I'm talking about. It's just it exists in its own light, therefore it has its own rules. You get what I'm saying? We try to not be part of that, you and I, as the entertainment, but unfortunately we're plagued with that, you know. So that's why I'm saying what you're saying is justifiable, yet at the same time, because of that ecosystem has its own, maybe that guy or the person who gave that instruction was just trying to assert dominance.
To assert dominance.
Yeah, ukhuza.
This is not something
This
you
is
do
not, you don't
in
do
this
this
club.
here, yeah.
That
So
is-
that's martial law,
interesting.
yeah. So sometimes, like as I said, I've seen these things.
It's so interesting that you say that, because some people say Stefan is not the owner. So people try to drag him. They were like, he should know. Something should be done. You know about most on social media, how they like to,
I don't like
mob
the social
justice. They
media.
like to mob justice and act holier than thou at times. But so I saw that also that they're trying to implicate the people that work there, the directors, the owners, the everyone, drag everyone that's involved with Zanzou for this, because some people say surely they do know, surely they are aware, surely they gave this behavior a go ahead.
Do you think there's sabotage involved in this whole thing? It wouldn't make sense for you to drag management into it unless there's like foul play of sorts. Maybe there's a jealous competitor that found a gap and try to take down the brand.
Never thought of it.
Hey, there's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of politics. Is it
Politics,
politics?
yeah, right.
Club
We have
politics,
our
yeah.
politics
Yeah,
as
but yeah,
entertainers,
yeah.
and then everyone else. Dude, every ecosystem has politics. Even people that throw events. But let's not go into that.
We're going everywhere. So wait. So now let's go into. I want to go into something that I also saw concerning this saga. So Neo, I forgot his last name. I think we can find it somewhere. Is I think the director of Zanzou, and it seems as though they're trying to put him on the headlight of this incident, and some people are like, why are you guys dragging him? And because he is not the club.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, some people are like, surely though that that call came from somewhere, like you just pointed up, and some people are trying to find where the finger should be pointed. But the most interesting thing that I saw on Twitter recently was when they supposedly found that Zanzou. Hold on, let me
You on Twitter?
let
guys?
me quote this tweet. I don't want to get this wrong, y'all. Like I could not for the life of me believe that it's revealing things. Like when something starts and then it's like a domino effect. And then things start to come out. I want to read this to you. So where is it? I'm gonna find it in 2 seconds. So basically the gist of it is that apparently, okay, so it says that the city of Tshwane revealed that Zanzou wasn't registered to operate as a club and also wasn't in compliance with PSIRA regulations. Zola Machavu says his client, Zola Machavu, is Neo Moela's lawyer, submitted the required documents and is uncertain why Zanzou was considered non-compliant.
It's foul play. This thing.
It sounds like foul play to
It
you?
is. It's clearly it's. Bafuna ukutata ngeZanzu. They
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
cancel it off. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Because who's to say that those people weren't planted? Who's to say the person that took the videos is not the one that enforced the martial law initially?
The bouncer.
Because he's one of the You're part of the outfit. How do you point fingers? You're part. You've been part of the outfit because I'm sure he didn't tape every single session.
Apparently he taped a lot.
A lot, but it would be maybe asigcwalisele ubhozo ukuthi sisebenzile. Boss, you see, we worked today. We worked
You're
today.
coming with an angle I didn't even think about.
Yeah, that's why you must watch the Science Sessions podcast. We come
Yeah.
at it from an angle
You're coming with an angle I don't know.
because, like, he's always
Shucks,
in there.
like
He's complicit. So that's why maybe they didn't take him seriously when he was threatening them because complicit.
someone said a theory. Yokba, the bouncer has something to gain. To when he didn't do this out of the goodness of his heart.
Yep. When you live with these people
To
and
leak these videos, he has something to gain.
when you live with these guys, I'm not going to say these people, these guys, you get to see how they think and you spend a lot of time around them. As I said, that circuit that I worked in at some point in Newtown, that showed me quite a lot. Like, because at the end of the day, you're just a club owner. You come, hi,
Yeah,
France.
you're barely even there
You walk
sometimes.
in,
Yeah.
and then you focus on what's happening and you run the program. What happens outside and around does not belong to you. Dude, fun fact, right? I was a resident at this place in Braamfontein. This is why I also say what I say, because in Braamfontein, this lady, it used to be run by a lady called Carmelita, right? But the way in which the bouncers used to threaten her in order for them to be the law enforcement. This is facts now. Like, in order for them to be law enforcement, because it wasn't necessary for them to be law enforcement, but they saw an opening, they saw this venue, and then phones started disappearing mysteriously.
Hectic.
Right? And then because this place goes into the night, the two other places, there's a pizza place and I forgot what's on the other corner. But in Bram, I forgot the section of Bram, but literally they forced her. It even came to a point where one of the bosses came into the restaurant and demanded to have a meeting with her. So, these guys are used to doing this thing where they, but present the problem, and at the same time they use it to threaten you with, hey, uyasifaka or what. It's insane. I just don't want to go too deep into it, but it has its own ecosystem.
I think also a lot of people need to realize something, that like there's a chain of command when it comes to these things. For instance, before you get like up there are like a bunch of people. Before you get to owner, there are a bunch of people that you need to pass.
Yo.
Before you get to owner, there are a bunch of people that make decisions before you get to owner, or before you get to, there are a bunch of people that make decisions. There's a chain of command. But yeah, I'm not so sure where we are right now. Oh yeah, wait, there is someone who's going on trial. I'm not sure. One of
snap.
there's a bouncer that's being put on trial currently. So that's where that's at right now. Yeah, like imagine. He should take out the papers if RTA. If someone, commanded him to do that, then he should spill yo nang athi angiyedwa. I'm not going down alone. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
But at least there's some sort of justice, towards it, I suppose. An aspect of justice to it. Maybe it's exposing the unsolid tiers of business and the way business is being conducted.
Yeah.
Maybe this whole thing was just meant to expose that, face it. What I don't like is social media's interaction towards it. But at the same time, you did say that there were good comments, so that's quite.
Yeah, I think there were holistic comments all around. Some empathetic people, mostly, just showing ukuthi basically you cannot dehumanize people like this. But like I said, we cannot really verify where everyone's thoughts are concerning that. Someone might say, yeah, vele uyalayeka, you deserve it. You get me? But you're not going to put that online because you're scared of getting cancelled.
Okay, you, not me.
I'm not scared of getting cancelled. I'm not scared of getting, but I am sensitive to people's feelings though, which is quite weird, honestly. With that said, there's a conversation that I saw on Twitter, by the way. Scott's Maphuma, apparently he had shown how unhappy he is about the fact that he cannot leave his house and go to something that normal people do without, getting, let me say, if you have the fans, they come at you, they want to take pictures, and he expresses that, sometimes you just want to go out and buy shoes and just do that, and
live your life.
And live your life like a normal person. He uses the phrase and he says, he's not man, he can't please everybody. So it got me thinking, Ogoti, first of all, and Mob mentioned something before we went on air. Ogoti, actually, first point, what is from my side, what exactly is considered acceptable if, let's say, you're an entertainer? What is accepted? What is considered acceptable if you're an entertainer when it relates to your fans? Like, how do you create those boundaries, and what boundaries do your supporters even accept? Do you get me?
Yo, dude, this is a problem that exists at the current moment.
It's such a wild problem.
Because it's overexposure. I think the Kardashians are the reason why we're having this topic. Shout out to you guys.
The Kardashians.
Hey, Kim.
They no longer run the social space, apparently, but hey.
Yeah, they're the founders of this because you see.
Well, they're not. Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan were there before.
Lo begi laptop
They
phezu kwama
looked
CDJ.
up to, yes.
Sizobuyela kulento yama laptop phezu kwama CDJ, ne? Just remind me. Look, my opinion of it is wear a mask.
Yeah, umzekeze
Umzekeze wagqoka imask. hyena, you know that guy.
Hyena
The guy
wears
yes,
he
that-
covers himself. as
cover
well.
yourself, cause clearly, or cover yourself
Even
when you go do the
marshmallow. We don't know marshmallow.
marshmallow, dead mouse.
Dead
So,
mouse.
yes, it yeah, depends. So
Dead
if
mouse, marshmallow. They cover themselves.
because Anita, you don't want us to say hello, and I don't know. You don't want us to react because
Imagine ukwa home affairs dog.
Antwana na umela elaini. Antwana ngikhulume sai.
Exactly.
Sa-
Kwa home affairs.
Like Home Affairs.
Uhleli there like a
Uzwenzani?
regular para that we all are when we go to home affairs. Sonke home affairs with
Yo,
Kati naula.
nabakushaya offline boy. Or traffic department. The worst is traffic department.
Like traffic.
Yes. But I think people should either you wear a mask when you as an outfit, as a brand, or you wear a mask when you go to their shops.
Yeah, wear a cap.
This works,
shades,
actually.
dog.
This
like,
works.
yeah, wear
This-
wear a cap, shades. Like, because let's be honest, the supporters can get unreasonable because they high key think they own you, and
They do.
because yeah.
As per definition by Kim Kardashian.
But we made
Hey,
you.
yes,
But we
we
made
built
you.
you.
Career yakho won't even last. Vele izabasikibe ifane nalo piano. Those are the comments that we're saying, by the way.
It's such a sad reality that we live in. So I watched something this morning, mind
Yeah.
you. This guy, I don't know on what podcast this is on, but I was like scrolling through, just before getting here, and this guy says it's really a headache to be famous. He says he was famous and he had to go bury like a relative in Tata somewhere, right? He says when he got there, the funeral attention changed
Oh, wow.
from the person
From the
to
dead
him.
guy.
Like everyone now was looking at his moves. And it's like wearing a really nice outfit in Josie CBD or dressing like this in Josie CBD. The attention is always going to be on. That's the price of fame. You glitter, you glow.
You glitter, and everyone thinks. That's why I always said I don't think I want to be famous because people will feel entitled to me. No, I've always I don't want to be famous because I don't want people to feel entitled to me, dog.
Let me say something.
Yes, I was hoping you'd say something.
I'm trying to remember, in the 2000s, I'm trying to remember which album it was on. Rick Ross had a song with Lil Wayne called Luxury Tax, right? It's a very old song. And it's one of my favorite songs with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross because there's lots of songs like that. But the core of this song, they talk about how happy they are to be
Yeah.
rich and famous, etc.
Yeah.
But they are recognizing, and that's why they call it luxury tax, that there is a tax
There's
to
a
the
tax to the
life
luxury,
that they
yeah.
live. And that tax is the hard work, it's all of this stuff. And I think when it comes to being a public figure, the luxury tax that people are unfortunately going to have to deal with is the price of fame.
Yeah.
Right? Now, the cleverest amongst us, and once again, this is where I talk as an economist, right, are the ones who use the fame as a stepping stone, right, to then start doing other things in their lives, right? When you think about, who's a good example?
Mzekeze kune-kitchen manje.
Right, yeah, DJ Spoo. DJ Spoo.
Sorry, did we confirm that DJ's Mzegazega are one? Did we ever
No,
confirm?
no.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
I was actually in a session recently where he was saying people think I'm
Mzegazega.
yeah.
Still deny.
Yeah. But anyway, no, DJ Spoo. Yeah, DJ Spoo is a good example, but I would go more towards. I'm just thinking if there's an example of what I'm talking about in South Africa. In the United States, you see it all the time, where The names are just slipping my mind right now for the SA scene. But okay, Oskido is a good example of what I'm talking about. You are famous for a time, right? Then you use that fame in the 90s, with Kalawa and all of that stuff that they were doing, right? And they continue to do it today. But he steps back from being the face of it all. You're putting other people on, etc. You step back into more like a business role.
Yep.
In South Africa, you'd obviously start using words like Grootman and all of that stuff, right? There's a certain way that these guys move. They still draw attention, but I'm pretty sure that there's certain aspects of Oskido's life that can be deemed normal, right? Where you see the ones that are really bothered by it, the whole fame thing, they get famous and then they use the fame to get into business, or at some point they like, I'm glad I had the spotlight, but I'm gonna take a step back, right? The ones that it's a bit tough to feel sorry for is the ones that continue having to profit off of the fame.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Amapiano and stuff like that. Yes.
I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense.
I think
like,
the way you put it earlier, where you said the extreme, when you talked about being the extreme version of the artist, where
yes.
yeah, are you getting there? Is
Yeah.
that where you are?
I was actually going to so I was saying the people that I think have been able to solve that in their lives are the people that I've just described. You understand, I'm not really here for the fame.
Am I here for the fame?
I'm here with it for a certain time. Let's use that as a stepping stone, then I'll take a step back and try to lead a normal life. Lots of people do it, sports stars, musicians, actors, people that end up becoming directors and producers instead of always wanting to be
On the screen.
on the screen and all of that stuff. People that step back into business roles. A person was once a famous musician, decides, okay, I'm just going to be a record label exec, or I'm just going to get into some area of business. Great, right? On the extreme, where I think it's a bit unfair, right, is where you have people that seclude themselves completely from their fans. And that's an unfair transaction.
Wait, Frank Ocean. The day we find you. So sorry about that.
What you call this, and I'm bringing it up because there are some people that are notorious for not wanting the attention, and I think it's an unfair, and I say unfair transaction because you are where you are because of the people, right? People are not 100% entitled to who you are and where you are, but they have contributed to who you are and where
I like
you
the
are.
word contributed.
Right? They have contributed. Me and my small 100 rand when I'm buying your album, etc. It's just 100 rand, right? $10 or whatever it is in the US, right? There's you need 1 million of me to make like a big amount of money. I need to be reasonable as a fan in how much access I can have to you, right? But you as the star also need to be humble enough to understand that you would not be where you are if it wasn't for
100 rand.
me and the collective
our
of
100
us
rands.
that were, that were, and I'm just saying that as the extreme example because some people have completely tried to completely seclude themselves. And the reason I say it's an unfair transaction is because the fans are supporting, the artist gets to benefit from the fame, but they don't want to engage with the fame. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense.
I get it, but one
Yeah.
could I put it on the table that yes, it's an extreme, but the fans are engaging with the art, which is why one might say, I came into this. You are engaging with the art, and you have access to the art.
But people want the
Exactly. Yes,
the
because they
personal
want the
connection.
association, the personal connection. Yeah.
Then we should sell it for subscription.
What the art?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what some people, Kalogo, some people may say the extreme, like he said, the artist that doesn't want to engage, the artist that probably wants to go outside and doesn't want to, that has those hectic boundaries with the supporter. It's good to create the boundaries, and people must respect those boundaries. But you have those ones who have the hectic ass boundaries on some. Hey, man, when I go buy my shoes, I don't want to. I'm just there. I want my peace. Do you get me? Yeah. I just want my peace. But some people don't know that. Like, they don't know that to them, you're like the guy that makes the music that they enjoy, and they want to show you love. But in that moment, you
Go
probably
after hours again. Or Sunday, guys.
everyone is outside on Sunday. By the way, everyone is outside on Sunday.
Then go Monday. I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
go Monday, dog. Wear a balaclava. The suggestions are wear a
Oh,
balaclava.
don't wear your nice clothes that you wear at the club.
That you at the
like,
club. You
yeah.
get me? Like, go outside with a young disguise.
Yeah.
Wear a cap, a
Mr.
hat. Wear some Mr.
Pricing-yana.
Price. Yeah, do the sweat pant. That's regular. And yeah, wear a balaclava. Those are our solutions because
You know, so Nasty C, Nasty C said something at some point that I really found profound. He said, people shouldn't get used to you to a point where they know like what you look like at the back of your head.
Sure.
Like, you shouldn't stay at a club. You should time your club.
yeah,
Sekuwe
ingavulwa
lapha.
iklabhu.
Sidlubu sha. No, bro. Uyangena, eta, you do your thing. Then immediately after that, or maybe you stay for like 30 minutes.
like 30 minutes,
But
and then-
stay still. Don't
Squench.
so dlula. Now no. Don't just do what you came there to do. Like, I think that's another solution. Also, I don't know in what capacity he is famous, you know. I don't
was
even
like,
know
oh,
who
Scott
he is.
Maphuma. I was like, so I
know,
was
so-
like, oh, Scott Maphuma, child.
What does he do?
He's a piano
DJ?
artist.
Does he DJ or does he just produce?
I think he's a performer.
Yo, that's difficult.
Yeah.
It's like Michael Jackson saying, I wish the world
Well, it's
didn't
not
recognize me.
like Michael Jackson saying that.
It is. You're performing for people. You're standing in
You
front of
cannot
people.
equivalent Scott Maphuma to Michael Jackson.
No, I did not say I'm
Okay.
equivalating him. Yabona manje
Yeah, but
uzoxabana
when you said
noScott.
it's like Michael Jackson, I was like, no, it's not.
It is. You're standing in front of people. You're holding a microphone.
So-
You're performing. You're dancing. Right.
I get that aspect.
In the art aspect of it, it is the same.
performer.
We are performer. uBrenda Fassie naye beperforma.
Ewe.
Ukuthi uBrenda Fassie usekliniki or usediscam or ukuthi usesontweni. uBrenda Fassie. And is that his real name also? That's is Scott's name his real name?
I have no idea.
Because everything is belonging to the society, to the human being.
One more thing. I think if you, and this is why I said, if you're going to profit off of being a public figure,
If you want
then
to, if that's your intention.
then that's just the game.
100%.
That's just the
That's
game,
the game.
right? Because
the game.
outside of entertainment, right, there's certain other public figures, right, and it comes with certain attention. It comes with certain details about your life that you'd otherwise not want to be out there. But this is
it's
life.
the game.
So, for example,
that's the answer.
money is a very sensitive. I'm just bringing the business sector and also government into this, right? Money is a very sensitive thing that many people don't want to talk about publicly, right? But when you're a minister in South Africa, we know what your salary is because
Yeah.
it's
We can
public.
Google it.
Yeah, you can Google it. It's public information. It has to be published, right? It is public
Because you
record.
work for the state, dog.
Yeah, because you work for the state. If you are an executive of a listed company, one of those on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, as long as you're the CEO, the CFO, or a prescribed officer, we know how much money you make because it's a public company. That comes with the game.
Yeah.
The 50, 80, 100, 150 million rand that you're getting a year as your salary, it's because you're running such a big organization that there's a public interest in that thing. So, as the investing public, we need to know how much money is being paid to the people that are running this thing, in the same way as the government thing. So, it just comes with the game. If you don't want to play the game,
Yeah, bring it back to the game. To
Yeah,
the
that's
industry.
just the
Our
game.
fee is the tax.
No, it's bring it back
We
to
put
the
you there.
If you're paying that $1.50,
put
if
you
you're
there.
buying that song for that $1.50, so now I want to know, I want to see, I want to get my $1.50's worth.
It's entitlement. I think it's entitlement
I
to
low-key
some
also
extent.
think it is entitlement to some
I
extent.
think we just need to balance it. Like,
I think it's difficult to tell somebody who is not in the footing that you're in or the seat that you're in to be unreasonable, because I think sometimes there's a subjective gauge to someone's reasonableness, what they deem reasonable versus what you deem reasonable versus what someone else deems reasonable. But try to be reasonable, though, like, honestly speaking. Sometimes honestly you want to be outside and you just want to feed your tummy. Mob said something. He was like, there are some public figures that create that boundaries of, hey, you know what, if I'm out with my family, please don't even try to access my space. That makes a lot of sense. If I'm out with my bodyguard, that obviously means I'm not trying to have anybody access my space. If I'm out alone, maybe. But in my opinion, just to add, and mom said, if you're by yourself, mom said maybe, but in my opinion, just to add, be open-minded to that person saying, not right now.
no, me, you can never see me. I'm like those actors from Generations. Dude, I bumped into a lady, right, in Melville, like one
Yeah.
of these Seven Delan actresses. She went to Pick and Pay at 8. By 8:30, she was done. Out.
Yeah, I think I'm like that too. Not
Yeah,
because I'm
because-
famous, but I just like doing things when no one is there.
People are,
Yeah.
ugh. So,
I'm like, oh, why is everyone outside?
so you must just have your timing, coordinate with the manager of where you want to go buy your shoes.
Yeah.
Famous. Leverage that.
Yeah, leverage that.
Or carry
actually.
your merch with you so that when they approach you, they can sell to them. Then you're making money because you're a business.
Ideas on ideas.
Yeah, that's
Everywhere. And then there is, thank you. And then there is the aspect of, in the situation of being in a relationship, then how do you then manage that? Because as entertainers, it's not like we have opening and closing hours. Do you get me? So in the setting of a relationship, how do you, even now with your own friends, now let's say this is your circle of friends, your people that know you, that have your cell phone number, that can call you, that can text you. If you're in a relationship and you're an entertainer, it's like you have opening and closing hours. Like what's the boundary there? Like how do entertainers manage that? How do you manage it? You get me? I'm asking. Don't ignore me.
no, I'm listening to you.
So
I need you are feeding me.
So I was like, in that setting, me personally, I this is me personally, and I'll speak to the generic. Okay, generally, I seriously think it's weird to try and call somebody without messaging them after hours. So after like what, 8:30, I think it's weird. Even if you're trying to do music with me or trying to book me, like shoot a text. If it's someone who has my number, or if you're trying to book me, fine. If you have my number, don't expect my response. You can text me if it's important. I can read the text. I think that's reasonable. I can read the text and decide, oh, you know what, this is important. Let me call you back. Can I call you back? I think that's reasonable.
Or just do what I did. WhatsApp for business.
I have WhatsApp for business, but mine doesn't have opening and closing hours.
You should put them on. Mina, it tells
That's weird though. You
tells
know
you
how hurt I was when I got your closing message. I was like frantic on some. Did he even get my text? Does this mean he got my text?
you. Thank you for your.
thank you for
Unfortunately,
reaching out.
our operating hours start from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Already that like
But do you get the message?
who
You
like yeah I
do
do
you get it
the mess-
immediately, or do you get it?
I just see like that notification thing on the side, like okay, this person was trying to interact. Even if it's a missed call, it will show you. WhatsApp does show you that hey, this person was trying to interact with you, and this is the response that I gave this person. Also, with what I like about WhatsApp is that I can class you. So if you're a musician, I can put you in a specific group.
Hey, dude, you
So
are
I've got, like,
utilizing WhatsApp to
tabs.
the extreme. Hey, I don't know any of
I
that
had
about
to
WhatsApp.
because it affected my
Uyamdlala WhatsApp.
Yamdlalo WhatsApp. You guys are right. It does affect your personal life. But if you respect the people that are in your personal life, you start micromanaging yourself to that like smallest aspect of communication. So that's why I did that, because I was like, hey, some are like old high school friends, that you're still in contact with. They don't know boundaries, these people, right?
Yeah.
They don't know that you're in this situation with a new person or an old person or whatever.
I kid you not, though. Now that you mentioned that, I kid you not. If this person watches this episode,
Halala.
so apparently it's someone I knew when I was in high school, and they accessed me on my Facebook, and kid you not, I have blocked out a lot of memories from my childhood. I do not remember anyone from my high school. I don't remember. So
Bonga high school.
no, bengadijela high school. Bengadijela high school. No, but I was quite social. So anyway, Lom to accessed me through my, and I was like, oh, I remember this name. This sounds like someone I really used to communicate with. I kid you not. I'm selective. I don't respond to DMs, y'all. If it's not about work, I'm gonna tell you now. What do you call? I screen it. What do you call it? What do you call screening? I will screen your text. I will read it before I open it to see what it's about. And if it's coming from my social media pages and it's not it's not work, I don't respond to DMs. If you respond to my story, then that's when I respond. Well, oh, double tap. Oh, thank you. Do you get me? But to DMs,
Tippity tap.
to
tippity
DMs,
tap.
those things that they call DMs, when I can tell that you're here for a date, and I will be like, I can tell this person wants a date. Anyway, so I kid you not, this person accessed my DM, and after a while, because obviously I'm not back and forth with them like that. You get me? I don't know if they expected me to go back to the chats we used to have when we were in high school. But I kid you not, this person scolded at me on Facebook, on my Facebook DM, just because I'm not
Ucinga ubufana ba?
responsive. Ucinga bafana. That's basically what I got. Ucinga bafana ba. How do you translate ucinga
That's
bafana ba in
entitlement,
English?
bro.
Dude, I was like, oh my goodness. And the thing about me is I'm an anxious human being, right? So it's one of the reasons why I'm scared of fame, because I'm an anxious human being. My social media, I keep my social media small. I also vary how much I interact on my social media, because unfortunately I'm an anxious person. So as an anxious person, I understand when someone who is a public figure will go outside and not expect to be bombarded by thousands and by people, because they are an anxious human being. And I can speak that from personal experience. Not a lot of people know me, but when someone knows me outside, I get a small panic attack. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel bad if perhaps I try to search my mind as to where do I know you from. And if, let's say, you're a supporter and I don't know you personally, I will feel so bad that I could not recognize you. Like, it's difficult to explain. But as an anxious person, there's some things that you shouldn't be taking personally, that you take personally, and you kind of like guard yourself when you're outside. So it's quite difficult to explain. From an anxious person perspective, I can understand Scott's Mapunya's Maphuma. Scott's Maphuma.
Maponya,
Ma-
uthini?
yeah, I can understand his chat. But if you consenting to, like we keep saying, that's the game, though. Like, that's the game.
Been fashioned in this way.
That's the game. Yeah, you need to be you need to accept that some people are gonna come, because that's the game. And you need to just learn. You need to just learn the either you do the fake, you do the fake, or you do the fake. Just ward people away. Find your way to
Oh,
ward people
bagware
away.
ntwana, ugwara abantu nje,
Ugwara
balanza.
kuthini?
Mabevela laphana, hey wena ngenhloko embi.
Hayibo,
Yeah, just make fun of them.
do you have time?
I find that it works, hey.
And then back Twitter, but yo,
No,
la
it
King
doesn't.
Shwazi,
It doesn't
uye
even get to that.
wandinwenyenye.
It doesn't. I'm not on Twitter. It doesn't even get to that. It doesn't even get to that. I deal now manje, because I find that like socially, like, because Tina Kudala said DJ, I understand.
Yeah.
So we become like social individuals. Like
Yeah, you become social.
yeah, so in doing it, like today, in today's world, we're more in touch with our inner selves and how we think, and we can
Yeah.
be able. Like I like what you just did now. Shout out, high five. Ushuti, you're an anxious human being. It explains quite a lot because I get frustrated at you. I'm like, bro, like, just go with this thing, okay? But then if you put it like that, I now understand. We didn't have anxiety and all these things. They were there, but we didn't identify them.
Identify them, yeah.
Yeah, but so when someone is wrong, nami ngibuyisa wrong. If ngibheka kabi, ngibheka bumele or mawusondela la, mina I'm going to quarrel you, I'm going to make fun of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what we should do. Let's do this then. Let's pose a question and say, if you're someone's supporter, how do you then manage your interaction with your favorite artist? How do you manage what is acceptable to you? How do you approach them? How do you manage your love for that artist without imposing?